This is U.S. Army and Vietnam veteran Ken McConnell, and on behalf of MilitaryBandsman.com, I want to welcome you to our podcast for April 2014. This is the fourth in a planned series of monthly broadcasts reviewing our prior month's activities on our website, www.militarybandsman.com. We also want to share current events and band news, as well as the reunion dates and future military band performances. Now, did you know there's a military band station in Africa? Details at the end of the broadcast. Before we get started, we'd like to share an informative web link. The Air Force Sergeants Association, or AFSA, represents the interests of current and former enlisted personnel in the Air Force, Air National Guard, Reserve, and their families. Visit www.hqafsa.org for more information on how they can help Air Force veterans and their families in need. MilitaryBandsman.com's sole purpose is to help reconnect veteran military musicians from all branches of service, past and present. It's a free website. Look at your band's roster to see who you might find. Now let's get started by reviewing new members for April 2014. Please welcome Christopher Jeffries, United States Air Force trumpet player. Gerald Grupner, U.S. Army tuba player. John Wolbrandt, U.S. Army trombone player. Jacob Ludwig, U.S. Army trumpet player. Greg Vogel, U.S. Army percussionist, guitar player, and vocalist. Felipe Flip Ramirez, United States Air Force trombone and electric bass player. Elaine McLean, United States Air Force flute and piccolo player with the 543rd Women's Air Force Band, also known as the WAF Band. John Charles, U.S. Army percussionist with the 328th Army Band stationed at the Brooklyn Army Terminal in Brooklyn, New York. Tom Hodges, United States Marine Corps bandsman with the 1st Marine Division Band, at the time known as the Camp Pendleton Marine Base Band. Charles Mincy, United States Air Force vocalist. Michael McKell, United States Air Force alto sax player. James Alexander, U.S. Army clarinet and saxophone player. James has the honor of being our senior veteran and was stationed at the 49th Army Band in Vicenza, Italy. Ron Kennard, U.S. Army trombone player. Michael Conwell, U.S. Army flute player and enlisted band leader. Karen Mell, U.S. Army clarinet player. And lastly, Lisa Stearns, U.S. Army percussionist and guitar player who was at the 14th Army WAC Band. The U.S. Army Field Band and Soldiers Chorus will be performing Sunday, May 18, 2014 at Fort Meade, Maryland. And the United States Navy Band's country western group, Country Current, will be playing their toe-tapping music at Bell Island State Park in Lancaster, Virginia on Saturday, May 24th. Check their website for details. Our Facebook groups have added more than 100 new members in April, and as of this broadcast, our Military Bandsman Facebook page has reached 416 likes. You can contribute to the success of these groups by interacting on their pages, and be sure to click the like button. The Back of the Bus, The Life and Times of Military Musicians, is presented by veteran Air Force musician Fred Robinson, as he shares excerpts from his book series written by veteran musicians for veteran musicians. Enjoy reading The Back of the Bus by clicking on the buses on our homepage, www.militarybandsman.com. The answer to our trivia question, did you know there's a military band station in Africa? Serving under the command of the United States Air Force Africa Command, the United States Air Force Band of the West is deployed in support of Combined Joint Task Force, Horn of Africa, out of Camp Lemonnier, Djibouti. Here's a salute to all military musicians, past, present, and future, and to all of the veterans who have served our country in the United States Armed Forces. This is U.S. Army and Vietnam veteran Ken McConnell, and on behalf of MilitaryBandsman.com, I hope you've enjoyed this broadcast, and I'll be looking forward to you tuning in next time.